Today's episode of Fantasy Fiction is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download at audibletrial.com/fantasyfiction. Over 100,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, MP3 player, or Magic Stone. Today we're recommending Sword of Shannara by Terry Brooks. It's a book about elves, I think. So if you're enjoying the show, give the free trial a chance. It'll help us pay for the hosting, but I'm not sure what that is. I'm just a wizard. Enjoy the episode. Next scroll. Reese's, where are you? Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Fantasy Fiction. My name is Dominic.
I am Josh.
And today we are telling tales of archers
And clerics.
Clerics. Like choir bellows out.
It's like a ray of light hits the microphones.
Yeah. If that happened in your house while listening to this or in your car, we're sorry, but it was necessary.
Yeah, it's part of the deal, part of the whole gig.
But first, Josh.
Yes.
Tell me what you did this week.
Oh, man. I got strep throat from MagFest, so...
MagFest finally caught up with you.
It got me on Wednesday. I woke up and I was like, man, I got a fucking high-ass fever right now, and I can't use my throat for anything.
Didn't you say you woke up this morning and you couldn't speak?
I couldn't talk. I've been waking up every morning and not being able to talk. Like,
oh my
legitimately
God.
Can't speak words without sounding like a fucking idiot.
Well, did you happen to watch anything or?
Yeah, I was in bed for the better part of 4 days. So I just put on my computer. I put on all the Lord of the Rings extended editions.
Nice.
And I watched them all like over and over again. And what the fuck is going on in the Two Towers in that extended edition? Like, why didn't they add that shit?
Oh, I know. All that stuff that they added is so good.
Except for when the hobbits, like, they drink that water and it makes them tall or whatever.
Oh, yeah, that's like a weird scene that's like so unnecessary. It's like, look, we get it. We get that the forest is magical because the trees are talking to us.
Right. I don't need to be, like, reminded of how magical this place is because there's fucking giant trees knocking down a goddamn wizard's tower. Like, I got it.
They're bowling rocks at an army.
One of them is on fire, and he dunks his head in the water.
Dude, that is a really cool scene, that part, though.
It is awesome.
I'll tell you what I did, which speaks on how much variety we have in our lives. I watched Conan.
Dude, I don't think...
We just watch and talk about the same movies every week.
I don't think people understand how often we watch, like, fantasy movies. Like, it's literally almost every day.
This is the first time watching Conan as an adult, and it's fantastic. I absolutely loved it.
Yeah, man.
I bought the soundtrack. The soundtrack doesn't have the song of the Snake Cult, which is the song that plays when they first infiltrate that tower.
Oh, yeah, when they cut the snake's head off, right?
That's the scene, yeah. The music in that scene is so good, but it's not on the soundtrack. It's a bummer. But also, I have a problem with the DVD's cover art. I got the Blu-ray. The poster art for Conan is a beautiful... I think it's painted by Frank Frazetta.
Yeah.
And it's gorgeous. And I got the Blu-ray cover, and it's just a picture of Arnold with the sword that it looks like somebody peed on. They were like, we have this one photo remaining, and be like, oh no, let me take a piss on this. And
I don't know. I don't know if you know, but there was a Hollywood piss fire that burned up all the images to DVD cover art. So,
oh man,
that might explain it.
I'll tell you something else that happened to us this week. We got a song sent to us, another song from Joachim Sandberg.
Yes.
It's by a band called Bone Sword.
Oh my god. Dude, it's awesome.
And it's Quest for the Skull Harvester. Joachim went ahead and took my story from last week and turned it into a song, and it's fucking awesome. We're gonna play a snippet of it right now as transition music, but we'll also play the full thing at the end of the episode, and we'll put the download link in the comments. I'm blown away. I can't believe Todd sent us that song. I can't believe Joachim is sending us this song. Like, it blows my mind that people are doing this stuff. It's so awesome.
I don't want to like oversell the awesomeness of these songs, but both of these songs make Goblin Town look like shitty shit.
Goblin Town can suck a dick.
Goblin Town blows compared to this.
So with that, why don't we get into some metal fantasy?
Wow! All right, Dom. My story is a continuation from our stories from last week. So if you haven't listened to last week's, go back in time and do that. Or you could just download it or watch it on YouTube or however you want to.
Yeah, but at your own leisure. Just pause this and come back to it. Episode 20. Go.
Yeah, we'll be here. We'll wait. Don't worry.
All right, did you go and do that? Okay, we're ready.
Okay, welcome back. Good thing you did that. All right, my story is called Sea Walkin' 2.
I'm still not sure what sea walking is.
Like crip walking. Because I think our prompt was crips.
Oh, right. I get it. A week later.
That's the joke that keeps on giving.
Keeps on getting.
I guess it doesn't really apply. It kind of does, actually. All right, anyway. Previously on Fantasy Fiction. And then the lost sound happens. Now, Buffcat, where were we? Dr. Bone Splitter MD said as he held the death metal dagger in his hand and then pinched his own nipple for some weird reason. Buffcat was totally fucking screwed. How is he going to get out of this one? Of all the predicaments he had buffed his way out of over the years, it appeared that this was his last adorable adventure. He had used up all of his 69 lives, and now he was totally fucking boned, 24/7 hardcore, #YOLO 69 times. Bone Splitter moved closer to Buffcat, who was chained to the torture table. As he moved closer, he sharpened the death metal blade, which was kind of pointless because death metal never gets dull. Throws up the horns.
Is it just like heavy riffs when he's sharpening?
Oh,
it's like,
fuck yeah. Double bass. Like, yeah, man, it's fucking all the time.
Awesome.
Now, Buffcat, don't worry. This won't hurt a bit. It'll hurt a lot a bit. Bone Splitter cackled. Mew. I think we'll cut your super buff cutie tail first. Bone Splitter.
No.
Yeah, man. It's fucked up. Bone Splitter said as he put the knife on Buffcat's huge muscly tail. Mew! Buffcat wailed. Quiet, Buffcat! I will rid all the world of all adventurers, starting with you! Bone Splitter took the death metal blade and ran it against Buffcat's adorable cutie face. As he did, he cut off Buffcat's right set of whiskers.
No!
Dude. Buffcat.
Oh my god.
He's fucked up, man.
Dude, this is like the last episode of Alf where that guy comes to Alf's house and he's like, we're going to pull his toenails out and we're going to punch him in his face.
Yeah, it's dark, man. It's like it's for real. It's as real as Alf. Buffcat hissed, and then a single tear ran down his face because those were his favorite whiskers. And also, he needed them for balance and judging if he could fit into small spaces, but mostly because those were his favorite whiskers.
I love that cat thing where you judge if you can fit into a small place doesn't apply to Buffcat because he's just got this giant body.
He's huge. Like, it wouldn't matter. Like, you're just like, oh, I could fit in here. And then, like, he couldn't. And he would get fucking stuck.
He'd be pissed off.
Buffcat. Bone Splitter again focused his attention on Buffcat's tail. Ready to be less of a cat man, my little furry frenemy? I hear the kids use that word. I don't really know what it means. Bone Splitter raised the knife and chopped down on the table, severing Buffcat's muscly tail. Buffcat wailed in pain. Good, I can feel your anger.
God, he just cut off his tail.
Dude, it's crazy.
Oh my god.
Good, I can feel your anger and your tail because it's in my hand because I just cut it off.
Oh my god.
Bone Splitter said maniacally. Suddenly, out of fucking nowhere, 2 well-placed arrows hit Buff Cat's chains and ricocheted off. Bone Splitter looked around surprised. Who is there? Show yourself, Archer! From the shadows, another set of arrows hit the locks on Buff Cat's chains, but this time they were magical lock-picking arrows, and they picked the locks, freeing Buff Cat.
I imagine that they, like, shot in quickly.
Yeah.
And then, like, slowly unlocked and fell off.
Yeah, they, like, turned, like, tick, 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 like creaking in the lock. And he's just watching it happen. Like, he's
just letting it happen.
Like 5 minutes go by of this.
Like, if you saw that, you'd be like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, you'd probably, like, be really concerned. No! Bone Splitter screamed. Buff Cat sprung up from the table, but since he didn't have a tail or whiskers, was completely thrown off balance, and his cutie paws fell first in a vat of molten death metal.
Oh my god.
He hissed again with pain and quickly leapt out of the scalding vat, his hands covered now in hardening blocks of death metal.
Oh my god.
They were as useless to him now as tits on a very sexy snake that for some reason had sweet, sweet tits.
And sweet, sweet snake clean.
From the shadows lurked Sid the Rogue.
Oh.
Bone Splitter, I'm gonna fuck your dead mama and jizz all over your childhood bedroom and all your old toys.
Oh my god.
Sid said as he pantsed Bone Splitter and drew another arrow and pointed it at Bone Splitter's stupid face. From the corner, Sid could hear Buff Cat crying in pain. If my friend wasn't dying and in need of serious magical attention right now, I'd make you watch me kill your face, Sid said sternly. Then he quivered his arrow and pantsed Bone Splitter again. This time, though, it was his underwear, and it was totally embarrassing as fuck.
Sid's always pantsing, guys.
You can't stop him, man.
Well, I guess it's never happened in a story, but I played it out in my mind.
I don't know. I think he might have done it before. It might have happened.
It might have happened.
But he is always doing it. It's his thing.
It's canon.
It's canon. Sid grabbed Buff Cat, and the two made their way out of the crypt. As they reached the forest outside, Buff Cat collapsed on the ground. Sid grabbed his magical talking stone and summoned Ugla, his hot wizard girlfriend. After a moment, she still did not answer. Damn it! Every time I actually need to summon her on this thing, she doesn't answer! Buff Cat was fading, and Sid needed to think quickly. Just then, Sid saw a pillar of smoke through the trees. Sid grabbed his furry friend and dragged his huge muscly ass through the woods to what he discovered was a nearby lonely cabin, just begging to be finger-banged.
It's a common analogy.
It's the thing that they say there. I don't know.
It's fantasy. Who knows?
It's lost in translation, I think. I think it means something different over there. Sid knocked on the door and after approximately 1 second said, "Fuck this," and kicked the door down like a fucking badass. Inside stood a lone cleric. Oh my goodness there. Hello, wow, okay. Knocking would have helped there now. Shut your stupid mouth, old cleric. We are in need of assistance. My kitty cat friend is dying, you blind deaf idiot. The cleric looked at Buff Cat and immediately said, "Oh, he's dying there. I can't save him. He's kaput." Sid gripped
the worst cleric. Is that what clerics do when people are dying? You save them?
He's like, whatever, I don't care.
Oh, it's already too much.
It's too late, I can't handle it. Sid gripped his daggers tightly. If you don't save my friend, I'm going to fist your mother so hard that it'll cause her to go back in time and give birth to you, who will now have a fist for a face, and I'll probably never call her again, and I'm totally not taking responsibility for you, because no son of mine has a fist for a face.
Oh, man.
Okay, then, calm down there, Junior. Let's see what we can do for Mr. Kitty Cat here now. My goodness. The cleric walked over to the Buff Cat and examined him more closely. Oy vey, this here is dark magic. By the looks of it, you've had a run-in with Dr. Bone Splitter, MD, the most evil dark cleric in Daranos. How do you know a bone splitter? Sid demanded to know. Then he grabbed his dagger, little pointy, and stabbed it right in the table in anger. Well, there now, he's my brother. Sid was enraged.
Oh my God.
He grabbed little pointy and held it to the cleric's throat. On the table where the dagger had been was carved an epic Van Halen symbol. You just stab the dagger and shit, and it makes symbols on it.
It just makes sweet symbols that are sketched into notebooks across America.
Notebooks across America in 1986.
He does it again, and it's that angel from the Led Zeppelin
Dude,
cover.
it's Icarus.
Icarus, yeah.
That's fucking awesome. That's canon. That's fucking canon.
That's canon as shit.
But don't worry, I'm a cleric of the light. I have made it my life's work to rid Daranos of the pain my brother has caused and his evil dark magics. Sid backed off a bit. Then he pants the cleric. Classic, Sid said.
He said it to himself while his friend is like dying. Found the time. Old Sid always finds the time for a good
he knows. He's got timing. He's got the timing.
I can appreciate that.
Buffcat howled in pain. I can heal your friend, but he needs time. You better clear, dick, or else. Then Sid threw his dagger against the wall at a poster of the cleric that for some reason was hung on the wall, hitting him right in between the eyes. Then Sid walked over and drew a dick in his mouth. Buffcat, we're gonna kill Bone Splitter. Mew! Buffcat agreed as the cleric began to do his magical work. To be continued.
Oh, man. Sid shows up at Bale's house, Buffcat.
Dude, hell yeah.
Then we get this wacky cleric guy. Great story, though.
Thank you.
I love what I think is going to happen, so I'm stoked for the next installment.
Yes, there's some things. Some things are a brewing.
Wait, does the cleric have a name? Did I miss that?
No, I thought of a name for him, but I didn't put it in. He'll be in the next one. He'll be there.
Oh. Well, you gotta leave, that's storytelling. We want to know more, you know?
Yeah. He does have a name, though.
Is it Jerry?
It's not, it might be now. I might change
Jerry MD.
Jerry Splitter MD.
Bone put her back together, MD.
Perfect.
All right, Josh, are you ready to hear my continuation of my last week's story? If you haven't heard it yet, go back, episode 20, check it out, and we will get right into it. Last time on Fantasy Fiction. Yeah, I killed him, and I'd do it again. No, don't get in that bone car! You turned my daughter into a chair! I bet I can suck my own dick. Into the West, Goblin.
Holy shit.
Bastard swords in hand, and a badass fucking attitude on his mind. For days he traveled through the cursed forest of Hat-Tunul, which, to be completely honest, was actually quite pleasant. The barbarian enjoyed his walk. It wasn't too warm or too cold, and it didn't really seem to be cursed at all. Until Throm was leaving the forest, and a magic tree yelled, "Yo, barbarian, go fuck yourself."
Dude, that's a fucked up forest, man.
I know, it's a fucking cursed forest.
That's a dickhead forest.
Throm spinning backhanded the tree and knocked it over. The tree's family mourned the loss.
How do trees mourn?
They just sit there sad.
That's like, yeah, that's classic trees. That's totally trees.
Throm continued his journey and found himself just outside the ghost swamp of Angulin, which is rumored to be haunted. A goblin was sitting on a stump, equipped with leather pants and a lute. He was strumming the lute as he sang a song yielding adventurers. Oh, listen, all ye travelers, beware of the swamp. It's got ghosts and you know that's spooky. I took my girlfriend on a date there. She didn't like it. I got broke up with 3 months later. I know that's kind of a long time, but I think it's because I took her to that swamp. It also could have been because she caught me kissing a sexy fish. It's not my fault, I love women.
I just love how like this guy's like dwelling on the fact that he took her to the swamp for a date, and that's the reason that she broke up with him.
That's the only reason that he could come up with.
He's like, that's gotta be it. I know that's the reason.
Barbarian, spoke the goblin, heed my song. Do not go in the swamp. The souls of the dead haunt the waters. You may be walking along, and you think you see a person out of the corner of your eye, and then you look, and it's just a tree branch that kind of looks like a person's face, you know? Or you see a twig, and it starts floating, but there ain't no strings or nothing. Creepy shit, man. Fuck twigs, said the barbarian, and he grabbed the goblin by the neck, chewed on his entire head for a little bit, and tossed him aside all bit up. The goblin whispered, I'll never be a star now.
Oh my god. He had dreams.
That was his stardom. He was playing outside of a swamp, and then,
he was hoping to get
Johnny
discovered.
Record deal.
Yeah. Johnny Record scroll deal.
Scroll deals. Though the sun shined in Orkspire, the swamp was pitch black. The barbarian squinted as he peered in to get a look at what awaited him. Throm thought he saw shadows moving about, and he was pretty sure one was giving the other an HJ, but he couldn't be positive.
An HJ.
Throm listened as he heard the buzz and croaks of the swamp's many creatures, and he definitely heard someone say butt tit, but he didn't really understand what that was about. Throm stepped into the swamp. The water was deep and covered just above his knees as he began to wade through. The wind blew, and in it you could hear the wail of 1,000 ghosts yelling, "Oh, snap!" There must have been a Yo Ghost Mama battle happening somewhere in the swamp. The barbarian continued into the blackness and passed a lone tombstone that read, "You be next." Suddenly, a skeleton popped up from behind it and yelled, "Boo!" Then went back down, then popped up again and said, "Boo!" Throm gasped and whispered, "The goblin was right!" And he continued on his way. The skeleton popped up once more and looked at you, the listener, and said, "It's a living." Then the swamp whispered back, "No, it's not. I told you I'm not paying you." "Aw, nuts. Boned again," said the skeleton, and he folded his arms.
Oh my god.
Dude, it's haunted, dude. Don't go in there.
I want my tombstone to say "you're next."
I actually Googled Halloween tombstones.
Google image.
Yep.
That's great.
Up ahead, Throm could hear a conversation of voices. He slowed his pace as to not make a sound. As he approached, he could see several figures surrounding a gold glowing light. The barbarian got closer and he could make out their armor. Rogues. "Oh my golden rings," whispered one. "I can't believe it," whispered another. Throm inched forward and could tell the band of thieves, maybe 10, made up of dwarves, gnomes, and a couple trolls, had stumbled upon a chest hidden in the swamp's waters. "See, man, I told you all the treasures are in the scariest places," said the rogue. "Well, how about that awesome hat I found in the bathroom of the Pissing Pony?" replied another.
The Pissing Pony.
"You mean the one soaked in ogre whiz?" "Still treasure to me," piped the rogue in a dripping hat.
It's just dripping all. Ah.
It's still pissy.
Oh man.
It must have a piss curse on it. "Guys," said one of the thieves, "they're magic rings. Look." Sure enough, on the lid of the chest was carved, "Magic rings. Please don't steal." The inner band of each ring told its power. This enraged Throm, as he hated magic when other people had it. "No way, this one says it'll shoot lasers out of your eyes. Oh my god, this one says it'll make your dick fly." Maybe we should have put this one on. Bastard swords in each hand, Throm leapt into the air, over the rogues, and directly onto the chest, smashing it completely. "Oh my golden Throms," yelled the barbarian. The rogues grabbed for their daggers. Some ran. In a whirlwind of steel, Throm began to slice the rogues down. It rained limbs, fingers, hands, ears, one tip of one dick, and 2 puka shell necklaces that read BFFs 98 into the swamp.
Dick tip and then puka shells.
A swing to the left and Throm cut a thief in half. Another stabbed a dagger right under his ribs. Throm backfisted the gnome, dazing him, and hammer-punched his sword into his skull. Another rogue was taking aim with his bow. Throm lifted up his sword, with the gnome's body still attached, and launched the body right at the archer. They both exploded.
That's canon.
That's canon.
That's canon as shit, man.
2 rogues jumped on the barbarian's massive back and stabbed feverishly. Throm grabbed at them, and the 2 attacked his hand. The barbarian lunged himself back first into the roots of a fallen tree. Both rogues were impaled through the back of their skull. Another rogue sprinted at the wounded barbarian. Throm spinning kicked their bodies right the fuck off at the running rogue. Their feet struck the rogue's head one at a time, each with a furious kick, breaking his neck, and then breaking it again, and one more for good luck, twisting his head all the way back forward.
I was going to say, it just kept turning around. That's great.
His body collapsed. Far away in a wizard's tower in a dark room, the violence played out on an all-sea ball.
Oh my God.
The torches came on as in walked Balnacar, the sorcerer, or as the people now called him, Balnacar the Severed.
Oh my God.
Well, it looks like some rogues found my chest of magic rings. Laughed the sorcerer. Man, it's hard to laugh without lungs. Oh, what's this? The body tilted the staff forward so that Balnacar could get a closer look. That barbarian filth that uppercut my head and scarred my chest? What could he be up to in the ghostly swamps? I'll just keep watching and find out, said the sorcerer as the body slowly began to touch itself. The barbarian stood, blood dripping like a faucet that was turned on just a little bit. He clenched both swords as he slowly scanned the swamp, shouting, "Is that it? Is that all the Throm necessary?" A whimper came from behind a rotting log, followed by a hushing shh. Throm chopped at it with a thick crack. His sword stuck. Throm lifted the entire log over his head, revealing a cowering dwarf in a robe matching the colors of the rogues, and a troll with a bow arrow quickly notched. Throm began to swing his sword directly at the dwarf. I can heal those wounds, yelled the dwarf. Throm stopped just before splitting the little guy in half. He quickly examined the holy markings one by one like a dog. "Holy man with quick bastards," he spoke. "Well, I'm new to being a rogue," replied the cleric. "We're a very progressive group of thieves, not just exclusively for rogues anymore," said the troll as he lowered his bow. "I'm Zalkin, and this is Forn. None of my arrows hit you, by the way. I totally counted." Throm smacked the bow out of the troll's hand as he leaned in to inspect him. Zalkin had deep purple hair that fell beyond his shoulders and dark green skin. His long, pointed right ear had a missing bite, and the other was covered in burn scars, with a big "don't kill me" smile across his face.
He fucking knows. He knows.
Forn had a light red beard in double braids, and wore a circlet just above his tired eyes. He cowered behind a book he held in his hands that had a glowing shirtless elf on the cover, flexing that read, "Joel Healbody, Orcspire's first book of healing spell / romantic novel."
Joel Healbody.
"Make Throm's blood go back," demanded the barbarian. Ford quickly paged through the book, stopped on an illustration of Joel Healbody giving it to an orc babe while healing a man with leprosy, then paged some more and found what he was looking for. He held up his hand, closed his eyes, and whispered, "Come, baby, baby, come, come." In a moment, all of Throm's wounds were gone, and he even got his hair and his nails did.
Dude, I want a copy of that fucking book.
Dude, I know, man. I'm trying to get that. The swamp began to rumble. Behind Throm rose a truly awful creature out of the water. It somewhat resembled a crocodile, but stood bipedal, over 9 feet tall, 8 arms, and monstrous jaws bearing 3 rows of razor-sharp fangs.
Oh my God.
Its jaws leaked a green acidic fluid. It spoke, but its voice did not come from the creature, but from the swamp itself. "Throm the unfuckwittable, you will not make it to Faldoon. You do not belong." Dude, these ghosts hate the shit out of you, said Salkin. Throm has fought enough, yelled the barbarian. He cocked back his arm to prepare a backhand, but held it and began spinning and spinning and spinning. The beast was mesmerized by the feat. Throm continued until he let out a loud, "Ha!" and super backhanded the beast's exposed stomach. It exploded, raining monster all throughout the swamp. Fucking hell, said the swamp. God damn ass shit, it added. You're going to Faldoon? Shot the troll. Boy, you crazy as shit. Why are you going there? Throm will not say I need a new sword. Said you-know-who. I'll accompany you, said the dwarf. I can heal you along the way. Throm could use other people to die for Throm. And you wouldn't even have to pay me, added the cleric. Throm grunted and pointed at Zalkin. And you, no pay, he said. Yeah, sure, just don't kill me, guy. Yeesh, replied the troll.
You're just smiling the whole time, like, ugh. Ew.
It had been decided. The party gathered their things along with some magic rings and went on their way. Back in the tower, Balnacar watched. Faldoon, huh? Sword, huh? Said the sorcerer. The barbarian thinks he can forge the skull harvester.
Oh my God.
Well, it'd be a real shame if someone were to awaken the ancient protectors of the ore. The sorcerer began to whip his arms around as he began summoning something. Pyrotechnics were going off all the fuck over around. He began flex casting. That's where you flexed and cast a spell. Then he started doing suck it to the all-see ball as green fireworks shot straight into the ceiling.
Oh my God.
Balnacar laughed maniacally, then stopped, walked over to a magic phone, picked it up, and said, hey, ancient protectors? Yeah, a barbarian and some other guys are coming to steal the ore. Okay. Uh-huh. She's fine. Yeah, I'm going to the ass healer next week. Okay. All right. Talk to you. And hung up.
Oh my, dude. The ass healer.
Yeah, man. He's got something wrong with him.
He's nothing but a showman, that Balnacar.
In the crypt of Faldoon, a dark elf's body lay in its grave. Zoom in on his face. He's totally dead. But then, you think the eyes are gonna open, but they don't. Then, just before it cuts to black, like one frame, his eyes open and there's a loud sound. A scary sound. Definitely scary. And, to be continued.
Dude, fuck yes. Dude, I love it.
Took a long time to read.
Dude, Throm stories are the best. I said this before.
Oh.
You write the best Throm stories, obviously. Not that your other stories aren't good, but I love a good Throm story. Now he's got fucking friends, so
He's got, why not?
yeah.
Throm found some use in it, so why not?
Yeah, man. Awesome. Hello, and welcome to another edition of Chamber of Knowledge.
Yes, I am your friend, your wizard friend
Yes.
of knowledge. I am
What's your-
old Snickerdoodle, and you are.
I am Reese's the Wise,
And this is. Wait, we
and
did
this
that
is
part.
Chamber of...
We did that part.
So-
We
I'm
don't.
sorry.
Look, we have valuable time
That's true.
to not waste.
Yes.
First scroll!
A scroll! Who's reading it?
I'll read it. Why
Okay,
not?
okay.
I yelled it. I'll read it.
Yes, good.
At Hoopscallion on Twitter asks, has Reese's or Snickerdoodle ever fallen in love?
Jeez.
Big question.
I don't know. I mean, does your mama count?
Oh!
How about you fucking stay out of other people's personal lives, Hoopscallion?
Wizardess!
Unbelievable.
Wizardess! You just got a spell casted right up in your face.
Yeah.
It ruined it. I was
What'd you get?
in love once
Oh, Snickerdoodle. Go on.
with a piece of goblin cheesecake that was to die for.
Oh my, that sounds
I
delicious.
would take a bullet spell for that cake. If I didn't eat it, it was delicious.
A bullet spell, but you know what they say, you can't have your cake and fuck it too, Snickerdoodle.
Whoa, okay. Who said I was going to bed the cake?
There are crumbs all over your bed, Snickerdoodle. Every morning I make your bed for you because you're lazy.
Come on, no. Do not bring this up.
Hey, calls it like a season, Snickerdoodle.
Next scroll.
Next scroll is from @iNoodles, I believe is how you pronounce it. They ask, at what age did you lose your Wizard V card? Unbelievable.
Oh, okay, what is with these heavy questions? These are big questions about our personal lives.
God,
this is the Chamber of Knowledge, yes, but not the knowledge of our lives.
Not the chamber of what's going on in Snickerdoodle's cloak or Reese's boner region.
If you're going to send a scroll, have it be about Orcspire or Daranos, or once in a while about us. But this is completely insulting that you would even think to ask such a question. 26. Next scroll.
Next scroll.
@Silverward asks, what is the job teenagers get that everyone makes fun of in Orcspire and Daranos? How about in Daranos there?
In Daranos, Pain Mind's slave is the worst job you could have.
You know, that's an answer a lot. A lot of people have questions, and most of the time the answer is being a Pain Mind slave.
It's fucking terrible. Don't ever be a Pain Mind slave. Don't go there.
What are some of the duties of a Pain Mind slave?
Back-breaking labor, no pay, no dental. Unbelievable.
Being a slave.
You're a slave.
Oh, goodness. Sounds... well, in Orcspire, the job that everyone will get made fun of, but teenagers do get it, is a job at the old hand job mill. And that's where it's a mill you go to, and you just stand there all day, just giving a hand job to the mill. It's really weird, but the hours are flexible, and you can watch all the hand jobs you want, so...
There's opportunity for growth there.
Equal opportunity employer, too.
Yes.
Next scroll.
Next scroll. All right. Mads Nesped Ulvedal. I hope I said that correctly.
You are from another realm. Let's remember this. You are from another realm. We don't know everybody's pronunciation because realm error or something. I don't know. Just keep going.
It looks like fucking wingdings to me, Snickerdoodle. I don't know how to pronounce that. Anyway, they ask...
you familiar with the font wingdings? I thought I only knew that. The computer technology. Well, I
meant
don't
like
know too
just
much
a bunch
about.
of wings and dinghies hanging around.
It's
like,
just something you called it? Okay.
Like bat wings and, shit like that. They ask, any dark secrets you don't know about each other? ? I don't think that's a question.
I think it's a question we can't answer to each other because we do not know.
Right.
But I will be honest.
Okay.
I've been meaning to reveal this to you for a long time now.
Oh, here we go.
And I can't dance.
You can't dance?
And the Druid prom is tomorrow, and I'm thinking of not going.
You can't let that hold you back, Snickerdoodle.
Look,
you need to learn how to dance.
Are you proposing that we quickly learn how to dance together? You teach me how to dance?
In some sort of montage, yes. It'll make it go faster.
Okay, all right. Well, what do you say we get to that after the Chamber of Knowledge?
Well,
do you have any secrets?
Yes. I have been using your pipe to clean my ears, Snickerdoodle. I'm sorry. I don't know why I do it. It's a thing. It just fits in there really good, and it gets all up in there, when it feels like it's like scratching your brain. Oh, it's...
I am about to explode with wizard rage. I cannot... I guess it's only equal that I confess that I ate that foot-long sub that you left in the wizard freezer.
You ate my sub, Snickerdoodle!
I'm sorry. Look, you were using my pipe as some sort of ear
but you didn't know
mechanism.
that. You can't reverse revenge me.
It's just an ear for an eye.
Unbelievable, Snickerdoodle. Unbelievable.
Next
Next scroll.
Oh. Joseph Batuello, again, another realms. Where is the Chamber of Knowledge located? Do Reese's and Snickerdoodle meet up once a week there, or do they stay home and just call each other? For real.
Call each other what?
We call each other a lot of things.
Yeah.
But do you think we'd be so stupid as to reveal the location of the Chamber of Knowledge?
Unbelievable.
Where
Home invader
all of
much?
the knowledge is locked in a vault in our brains?
If you knew where it was, you could just come here and gain it, and then you wouldn't even need to listen to us. And we're not gonna do that.
We're not gonna do that. We get paid for this. We would be out of jobs. We are getting paid, right?
I don't think so.
I got a check the other day. I don't know who it was from, but it was for $7. For 7 wizard tokens.
That's a lot.
Do you know what that was about?
Yeah, it's about you owing me a new footlong sub, Snickerdoodle. That's what it's about.
I don't want... Look. I'm not sorry, and I'm not apologizing.
All right, good.
Scroll.
Next scroll is from Ryan Lindbom. He asks, what are some successful pickup lines each of you have used? Because I know y'all don't leave the clubs without the comeliest wenches stone.
What is a wench's stone?
I think he means like talk stone number.
Oh, yes, okay, all right. Yes, well, I do this thing where I see a group of attractive ladies and I get myself ready. I make my eyebrows look good. And,
yes, nice and flared out like you'd like them.
Yes, was pointed up so they know I'm ready.
Yeah.
And I go up to them and I say, "Come with me, I'm hot." And
That's a very good one.
It has a 0.05% success rate.
That's like an epic drop right there,
I know.
Snickerdoodle.
When it happens. You know what I'm saying?
It's epic.
We are going all night.
All night.
I lock the door with 2 locks that evening. I cannot unleash that sex upon the realm.
Too bad the locks don't keep the sound in, Snickerdoodle. I mean, Jesus.
You know, I have to be honest. If we're going to talk dark secrets, I'm just going to be honest here.
Yes.
That's me masturbating loud.
So you're doing it right.
I get way into it. How about you? What is your successful pickup line?
I asked them, do you have a little beard in you? Do you want some?
Whoa!
It has never worked, but when it finally does, I'm gonna write in about it to Orc Playboy.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Just scrolls from the readers.
Yes.
I'm into that.
Dear Orc Playboy, it worked, is what I'm going to say in the scroll.
You won't believe it, but it worked.
You will never believe the circumstances of this story, but it worked.
It happened, and it worked.
Mark the day, is what I will tell them to do.
Well, I will tell the listeners that is all the information you shall receive. And if you want to know more, then come on back next week and stop on by, and maybe we'll have some goblin cheesecake for you, but we probably won't.
Yes, because somebody's fucking it all.
Come on, do not bring that up. I asked
We
you.
just brought it up, Snickerdoodle.
I asked you.
Just rewind the damn...
I banished it. I said I banished that conversation from the chamber, and you ignored me.
I re-banished it. Re-unbanished. Whatever.
That's
next
not
week.
allowed.
Come,
Look,
just
all right.
show up next week for more knowledge.
All right. Just turn off the RC ball there.
Hold on. Let me reach over and grab. Oh. I can't get it. Oh,
It's the switch on the. It's on the top.
Is it the red one or the green?
No, it is the
there a
mustard. It is the mustard one.
Mustard? What color is mustard?
That's like a dark yellow.
Jesus fuck, Snicker.
Could you? This is the Chamber of Knowledge. You should know what mustard is.
I don't eat it. Don't like it.
That's not my problem. Whatever. Just get the fuck out of here.
Fuck this.
All right, well, that was more information from two guys that apparently sit in a chamber and act like they get laid a lot.
They either have the best life or the shittiest life.
You know what's funny is that they act like they get laid a lot and then openly announce that they don't.
Yeah, at least they're honest.
At least one of them does.
At least they're honest, like, eventually.
All right, well, thank you for listening to another episode.
Yes.
I want to thank Mike Freeman for working with me to create a little design of a Steak Daddy shirt, if you remember that story.
I forget what story that's from.
That's from the first Buff Cat appearance.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Also, thank you to Jacob Stancliffe. He drew Throm and Buff Cat,
Yeah.
and they were great. And thank you to Berhiza. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce it. It's a Twitter handle. But he did some awesome Wizard Mania cards.
Yeah, man, that ticket was fucking radical. That was so cool.
Also, if you want to download that Bone Sword song, that'll be in the show notes. And thank you to Joachim for making that. I'm floored. It's crazy. And next week's prompts will be suggested by @ThatJoePeteKid on Twitter, Dungeon Traps.
Yes.
And then Ben Greep, sorry if I'm saying that wrong, on Facebook suggested cannibals. So it'll be Dungeon Traps and cannibals. And I think those are pretty good ones. We read a lot of...
There are so many fucking good ones, like... And we always say, oh, we got to remember that one. We got to remember that one. And one of these days, we will remember that one.
We will remember that one. If you just keep putting it up there, we will do it eventually.
Yeah, keep putting it up. We read all of them all the time. So I mean,
I really laughed at Musclemancy.
Musclemancy.
I don't know
good.
what that is, but I want to.
I want to hear that story. Thank you guys so much for listening to another episode. If you want to help out the show, go to iTunes, download the show, put a comment up, rate the show. It really helps us out. iTunes does this thing where they have like a math algorithm where they put you on the front page sometimes if you do that. And we've been on a few times, but if you...
Thanks to you guys.
Yeah, thanks to you guys. So just do that if you want to.
Also, this show is getting a little popular, and Josh and I really don't know much about podcasting.
Yeah.
So if you have any info on selling ad space, or if you want to work with us on something in some sort of promotion, why don't you send us an email at fantasyficpod@gmail.com. Feel free to send a message, and we will get back to you, and we'll chat. We'll
Absolutely.
see what comes of it.
We might sound like geniuses, and we are.
And we are.
But we don't know a lot about ads, so...
But Bone Sword will take us out, and Josh, until next week...
Keep on wizarding!
Keep on wizarding!
I'm gonna dance my way off, yeah.
Yeah, but we're dancing away.
Just trust me, I'm dancing real fucking good right now.